You think it's too late to plant anything. Everyone believes that right now. But there's one number fall growers have used for years, and it flips that completely. That number's coming back later. Once you have it, use it on any vegetable you grow, not just the ones on this list. But first, here are 11 you can still start right now, in the order that actually makes sense for your garden. Some are ready in 3 weeks. One can't survive a single frost. By the end, you'll know exactly which one to plant first. Number 1. Beets. Here's something most people don't know. What you're holding when you plant a beet seed isn't one seed, it's a cluster. Several embryos packed into one shell. Sprout it, and you don't get one plant. You get 3 or 4, all crowded into the same spot. Thin them early, or none of them get room to form a round root. Beets also give you 2 harvests for one planting. The greens are ready in about 3 weeks. Eat those on their own. The roots take 50 to 60 days, but that's the point. The extra time means they mature right as the weather cools, and cold is what turns a beet from earthy to genuinely sweet. Go with Detroit Dark Red if you want something reliable. Sow the cluster 1/2 inch to 3/4 deep, 3 to 4 inches apart. Give the bed a slightly sweeter soil than most vegetables want, closer to neutral, even a touch alkaline. Beets prefer that. Run the fall factor on this one, and you'll see why sooner beats later. Roots this good are worth planting first, not last. Number 2. Carrots. Here's where a lot of people lose this crop before it even gets going. Carrots hate being moved. Start them in a tray, transplant them later, and that taproot bends, forks, splits. You end up with something twisted instead of straight. Skip the tray. Sow them directly where they'll grow. The seeds are tiny, so depth matters more than you'd think. No deeper than 1/4 inch, about 3 times the size of the seed itself. Any deeper, and they won't have the strength to push through. And because it's late summer soil, that top layer dries out fast. Dry out once before the seed germinates, and that's it. Nothing's coming up. Keep it moist every day until you see green. Look for Rolanka or one of the rainbow heirloom mixes. Both mature around 70 days. Prep the soil deeply and pull out every stone you can find. Anything hard in that root's path is exactly what causes the bend. Here's the reward for the wait. Carrots convert stored starch into sugar once the cold hits. The ones you pull after a few frosty nights don't just survive the cold, they taste better because of it. Number 3. Spinach. And this one's having a moment right now for a reason beyond flavor. More people are paying closer attention to where their leafy greens come from this year, and spinach you grow yourself beats spinach from a bag. That's not just a gardening trend, it's a food safety one too. But spinach has a quirk that trips people up. It loves cool weather, so people assume it needs cool soil to start. It doesn't need cool. It needs not hot. Above 75 degrees, germination shuts down. Still fighting late summer heat? Wrap the seeds in a damp paper towel, seal them in a bag, and put them in the fridge for 3 to 5 days before you plant. That pre-chill fools the seed into thinking the ground's already cooled off. Once it's in the soil, spinach handles more cold than people expect, down into the teens, easily. Sow about 1/2 inch deep, 1 inch or 2 apart, and let it grow into a dense patch you can cut from again and again. You genuinely can't rush this into hot soil and expect results. Cool it down first, it does the rest. Number 4. Kale. If the only kale you've ever tasted was grown in the middle of summer, you haven't actually tasted kale yet. This is one of the toughest plants on the list. Cold hardy, down to around 20 degrees. But toughness isn't why you grow it now. Flavor is. Kale goes through the same starch-to-sugar shift as carrots. What comes out of a garden after a few frosty nights is noticeably sweeter and less bitter than anything grown in July heat. Sow it now through mid-August. You want it started while there's still enough warmth left to build a strong root system before things slow down. Depth is shallow, about 1/4 inch. Give mature plants real room, 12 to 18 inches apart. Kale keeps producing from the center for a long time, and it needs the space to do it. Look for Toscano, also called lacinato, or a classic vates. Harvest from the outside in, pull the older, lower leaves and leave the center growing point alone. Do that, and one plant keeps feeding you leaves right up until a hard freeze stops it. Number 5. Collard greens. Grow up anywhere in the South, and you already know this isn't optional. A garden without collards feels like it's missing something. Collards are kale's bigger, tougher cousin. Broader leaves, thicker stems, even more resistant to both late summer heat and winter cold. In Zone 7 and warmer, a well-timed planting doesn't just survive fall, it keeps producing straight through December and into January. Vates takes about 70 to 75 days to fully mature, but you don't have to wait that long. Baby greens are ready in roughly half that time. You're eating off this plant well before it's finished growing. Sow the seed about half an inch deep. Once plants are established, thin to 18 to 24 inches apart. Collards get big, and they need room to branch out. There's a reason this crop has stuck around in home gardens for generations. A pot of collards, a skillet of cornbread, maybe some catfish alongside it. That's not just dinner. That's a plate with history behind it. This time of year is exactly when you plant the greens that end up on it. Number 6. Bok choy. And this is where a lot of fall gardens quietly go wrong. Bok choy is touchy about temperature swings in a very specific way. Hit it with a stretch of cold early on, then let the weather warm back up with longer days, and that combination can trick the plant into bolting, sending up a flower stalk instead of building the leafy head you actually want. So the goal isn't plant it when it's cool. It's planting once the soil's settled into a steady cool, not right after a random cold snap. Aim for soil temperature right around 60 degrees before you sow. Baby green fortune is ready in about 45 days and only reaches around 6 inches tall, a great fit for tight spaces. Sow a quarter to a half inch deep. Once they're up, thin them to 6 to 10 inches apart so there's enough airflow around each head. Get the timing right, and bok choy is one of the fastest, most satisfying wins on this entire list. Number 7. Radishes. The most forgiving crop on this entire list. Most of what's on here has a tight window, radishes don't. All growers call them a last call crop. Sow them up to a full month before your first frost and still pull a harvest. That's your safety net if you're running behind on everything else. They're fast too, 22 to 30 days from seed to harvest, depending on variety. For quick spring types, Cherry Belle or French Breakfast is a safe bet. Want something different? Winter radishes, daikon, or black Spanish, grow slower but hold beautifully in cold soil, so you keep pulling fresh ones well into the season. Sow about half an inch deep, spaced roughly an inch apart. That's it. If you only plant one thing from this list today, radishes are the lowest risk way to start. Number 8. Swiss chard, the one crop on this list that barely seems to notice bad conditions. It tolerates cold down into the mid-20s, handles salty or uneven soil better than almost anything else here, and it's a true cut-and-come-again plant. Pull the outer leaves, leave the center alone, and it keeps producing. Boardhook giant or bright lights are the ones to look for. Bright lights gives you those deep red and gold stems that make the bed look almost ornamental. Sow about half an inch deep, 2 to 3 inches apart if you want to thin later for full-size stalks, or leave it dense if you're harvesting as baby greens the whole way through. If a lot of this list demands precise timing, chard is the exception. It's close to the most forgiving plant you can put in the ground this time of year. Number 9. Peas. And here's a mix-up that catches even people who've been gardening a while. Peas love cool air. Everybody knows that part. So the assumption is, cool crop, plant it whenever it's cool enough outside. But peas don't germinate off air temperature, they germinate off soil temperature, and late summer soil can still be plenty warm even on a mild day. Sow into soil, holding on to heat, and the seeds just sit there. Nothing happens. The fix is simple. Soak the seeds for 8 to 12 hours before you plant. That speeds up how fast they absorb water once they're in the ground, which helps push past a warm soil's resistance to germinating. Go with Sugar Ann or Cascadia, both 60 to 70 days to maturity. Sow about an inch deep, an inch apart, with rows about a foot apart so the vines can lean on each other for support. One more thing worth knowing. The vines themselves handle a light frost just fine. It's the flowers, and the young pods that can't. So if a late frost is in the forecast right as pods are forming, that's when you cover them, not before. And this is exactly where the fall factor earns its keep. 60 days to maturity, minus your 14-day buffer. That's your real deadline. Miss it, and you're not getting flowers and pods before the cold moves in. You're just growing vines. Number 10. Bush beans. The one crop on this entire list where getting the math wrong doesn't mean a smaller harvest. It means no harvest at all. Everything else we've covered can handle at least a light frost. Some of them practically want one. Bush beans can't. The second the temperature hits 32 degrees, they're done. Not damaged, dead. That's why this is the crop where the full fall factor math matters most. Your frost date, minus days to maturity, minus 14 for the fall factor, minus another 14 because this plant has zero tolerance for freezing. 2 full buffers, stacked. Run that math on a 50-day variety, and the deadline lands earlier than you'd expect. Often the first half of August, depending on your frost date. Miss it by even a week or two, and the plant simply won't finish before the cold does. Go with Contender, Roma 2, or Slenderette, all reliable. Sow 1 to 2 inches deep, 3 to 6 inches apart, into soil that's still warm and active. They'll come up fast. Don't let that speed fool you into thinking you have more time than you do. Number 11. Cabbage. The one crop on this list that rewards patience more than any other. Cabbage is exceptionally cold hardy, and it holds well right in the ground. You're not racing to harvest the moment it's ready. It can sit there into early winter without losing quality. But direct sowing it now is a fight. Weed pressure and insects are still heavy in late summer. The better move, start seeds in trays this month. Transplant once they're 4 to 5 weeks old, time to about 8 to 10 weeks before your first frost. That way, head formation happens during the cool part of fall, when cabbage actually tightens up and sweetens instead of splitting or bolting. Want a shortcut? Napa cabbage matures roughly 10 days faster than a standard ballhead type. Worth knowing if your window's tight. Caraflex handles temperatures in the 20s just fine, and a touch of frost right before harvest makes the flavor noticeably sweeter, not worse. Give transplants 16 to 20 inches of room, with rows about 18 to 24 inches apart. Cabbage takes up space and takes its time, but it's often the crop still standing in the garden long after everything else on this list has already been picked clean. So that's 11. Now you know why some of these barely care about timing. Radishes, chard, they'll forgive almost anything, while others live or die by the math. Bush beans, peas, cabbage, that's where the fall factor actually decides whether you get a harvest at all. Frost date. Minus days to maturity, minus 14, and minus another 14 if a hard freeze kills it outright. That's the whole formula. Use it on anything you plant from here forward, not just what's on this list. What are you planting first? Tell me below, and drop your zone in there too. Someone out there needs to hear it from a gardener in their own backyard, not a stranger online. This is Heritage Grown. We don't just grow vegetables, we grow food security, one bed at a time. If that's your kind of garden, subscribe, hit the bell, don't miss the next window. Now go plant something. Your family is eating better because of it.